One of the main drivers of the struggle to be compliant with complex leases is the fact that data is scattered all over the enterprise in lots of different applications of an oil and gas company. The way that we address this is 5 or 6 steps. First, we do a review of the company's leases if one hasn't been done recently or they're not confident in their kind of inventory of lease provisions. Next, we take all of those different provision structures and we assess what are the key input pieces of data that are needed to assess compliance. In other words, if it's a continuous drilling provision that we take, for example, we might look at, is this keyed off of rig release date? What are the key dates out of the drilling software that we need to be pulling in order to assess that provision compliance? Next, we look for all those bits of data and we find what is the source system that contains the original value that we need to be drawing from. Finally, we map those systems into a destination, and from there, now that we have the data in a centralized database, we're able to configure the alerts. In other words, when we think that we might have a compliance risk, who should get the first notification? How long should we wait before we escalate that notification up the food chain so that more and more management is getting involved as the risk gets closer and closer to being realized. Last, we set up an ongoing life cycle to support the system. In other words, as you buy and sign new leases or exit leases from the company, you have a process to maintain and update the lease provision inventory so that your notifications are always up to date. This is how we use a system of systems approach, sort of a hub and spoke model to address the lease compliance problems that shale producers have today.